Life is like a movie. You are the director. You are the star. You are the screenplay writer. So now how do we take full authority over that? Because remember, there's a huge pipeline which is called the subconscious mind, which is 90% of your programming. That's your processor. This is your 10%. This is your consciousness. This is a big brain. When we're born, the first thing that we're born with in our programming is called a primitive mind. The primitive mind has three aspects to it. It's called your fight, your flight, and your freeze. The fundamentals of the primitive mind. From the age of 0 to about 8 or 9 years old is where we have all our known associations. Known associations are kind of your modern memory. Learn to ride a bicycle, mommy loves you, gives you a hug, daddy takes you fishing. Then there's also negatives. The bully in the neighborhood. Somebody looked at you wrong. I'm talking this is the primitive child from 0 to 8. What happens is your mind gets blocked by what's called the critical mind. This is a firewall. The critical mind at 8 years old puts this cap on your known associations, your habits. This eventually becomes habitual. At 9 years old onwards, you just behave on autopilot. Everything's automatic. You know now when to cry, when to laugh, when to be sad, when to be happy. Because you've got known associations. Now, from 9 years old onwards, this is where you start to become logical about things. Logic, okay? Your willpower. This is your reasoning. All of this programming, this below the line, is triggering your consciousness, which is only 10%. You're operating at 10% from your 90% of processing, which just pushes information out. So literally, you're an adult looking through a child's eyes. Your responses are very elementary. That's why they say, oh, look at his childish behavior. Because that's how you're responding. Because it's capped. Elevate yourself, where you go from here to here. I'm trying to take you to above the line responses. Okay, so your willpower, your reasoning, this is your logic. In a movie, you're the director, you're the actor, you're the screenplay writer. You're above the line. This is all your workforce. This is your lighting guys, your production assistants, your grips. Okay, what happens is because of trauma in life and childhood trauma and also modern trauma, maybe experienced an accident or lost a loved one, you respond automatically from these behaviors, these triggers. In order to be in control and take authority over your life, to be excellent, you have to control the below the line content of your existence. That's called self-mastery. Where if somebody on social media, because it happens to me all the time, it just happened, will comment negatively and they'll trigger you and you just become explosive. You're like, what just happened? How did that person, who I really don't care about, allow me to trigger my response automatically? Because it's on autopilot. That's why it's good to come to coaching, to be coachable, so you can polish to become a better person. So this 90% here is your subconscious mind. When you come to the meetings, when you're held accountable for door knocking, handing out flyers, that's where you become a master. You become above the line. You control the rest of your abilities. You advance yourself. So I want you to be the director of your life, not the production assistant or the caterer. I want you to be the game crusher. I want you to achieve all your goals, to go from here to here. That's what this is all about, to elevate your mindset. And the only way to do that is to advance yourself. The only way is to come to my classes and learn about the contracts. Doesn't matter how you show up. The most important thing is just to show up. That's 90% of your success. The other 10% you'll figure it out. This is where the fun starts. Remember, you're the movie director. You're the star of your movie. And I want you to know that you have these habitual ways, because you'll know they'll trigger you. The most important thing is when you do have that thought, which becomes the emotion, which becomes the response, that you own it. So you say to yourself, why did I behave that way? Why did I say that? Why did I allow that person to do that to me? That's not right, because you are in charge of your movie. You're the star. So behave that way. In order to behave that way is to know yourself. When you drive to work in the morning, when you drove here, you knew how to get here. You didn't have to think about it. You just came. When you arrived, you parked, you got your car, all on autopilot. 95% of our life is autopilot. I want you to start to be more present in the moment, not thinking about the future, because that's called anxiety, or not thinking about the past, because that's called depression. You bring those two together, you have a pretty hectic lifestyle. But when you're present, you can just focus on yourself and what you want to do, because you're the star of your movie. This doesn't matter anymore. It's just part of the process, but you have authority and control over it.